Hey everyone, how's it going? Another stream, been 2 weeks. Today is obviously the summer update, it was expected, obviously. They had a few hints that it was going to be a summer update, and it's the right time for a summer update, so yeah. This update, we've got Summer Sera, which is interesting. I didn't really know who I was expecting, but obviously some kind of female summer unit is always going to be what it's going to be, right? I don't think they're ever going to release like a male summer unit because that would just be a bit strange, you know, but there are a few summer units now. Summer Sera is quite an interesting one personally because, you know, we've got Sera, this is the first shift Sera that we've ever gotten, and Sera is a supportive unit, so it's kind of weird that we've got a support unit who doesn't do damage to now a summer unit shift version who can now do damage, which is a bit strange, because it makes sense, I guess, because sometimes we've got Thuria, and she's got shift versions that can do magic damage, but we haven't really had a support that can also do physical from a shift version. But anyways, I think this unit's pretty interesting to me. We'll have a look at this now, the unit and the arc. I think both are pretty solid, in my opinion, so far from looking at both of them. I think the units and the arc are both aimed towards PvP content quite a lot. So, personally, I think both of these would be nice to have, so I would try to get both of them if possible, because they look pretty good to me. And just to let you know, I'm pretty sure the next unit should be 2 weeks from now. The next unit is going to be Summer Meredy, because they did tease an image in one of their live streams. They did in the Japanese version live stream. If you check that at the end, there is a picture of Summer Meredy. Not really going to be talking about that yet because it's still a 2-week wait and we don't have any information on her yet. But a second summer unit this year is going to be great. Don't really know anything about Summer Meredy yet, but today is mostly going to be about Sera and everything in the summer update. So let's have a look first at Cerule Beauty Sera. Very nice. Does look very nice. I always like summer units, not because they're not wearing many clothes, but just because I like the theme of summer, you know? Like, it's all bright and colourful, and when they have a water theme, I think it's pretty cool too. Like, she's got a water gun, and that's her main weapon, which is interesting. So, stats, first of all, looking okay. Pretty good health, if I'm honest. MP, strength, defense, intelligence, mind, all pretty solid. That's good. Attribute resistance is -32 thunder, so she's going to be vulnerable to thunder. Makes me think though, because if you're using her and the enemy's using thunder magic, like in Guild vs Guild, if they're using a Lenius or someone with thunder magic, then she's probably going to die quite easily, so that's just what I'm thinking about. I'm trying to think about where they are viable and what their weaknesses are, just from looking at their kit. So that's one thing, because I do remember in the beta of Guild vs Guild, a lot of people were using thunder-based teams and a thunder mage, or at least most were using Lenius with thunder magic. And we don't have too many counters to thunder magic, but on the other hand, we don't have any real thunder mage. We've only got a few, like Lenius can be counted as a thunder mage, but not entirely, not as similar to like Eliza or on that extent, but they've got thunder magic, and I think Sera's probably going to die quite easily from thunder magic, it seems, but against everything else she should do pretty well, and thunder isn't really a problem in arena apart from you know, a few thunder physical DPS units. But she's got a few things in her kit to help that. I think her kit's pretty good. So, her skills, she is going to be a physical DPS unit, which is nice. All of these skills are going to be long range, which I do like. Skill 1, targeted medium area long range ice combo attack, kind of a basic skill 1. Reminds me of X-Bet, Lilibet, Christmas version of Lilibet. Skill 1 is quite similar to that, but it is long range, so you can use it anywhere. I think it's nice. It looks okay to me. Her skill 2 I think her skill 2 is very interesting, but the problem with her skill 2 is it's only 6 hits, so her skill 2 is fast, and it's got an interesting mechanic with it. Frontal long range ice combo attack, chance to cut enemy MP by 40, which is only effective in arena and guild battles. So when you read this, only effective in arena and guild battles, now you're starting to understand that she's kind of focused on arena, because if you have a skill like this which is only effective in arena and guild battles, then why? Because the unit that's really only going to be usable in PvP content, which means not really focused for PvE at all. She does have more things in her kit as well aimed towards PvP, so I think she's definitely a PvP unit, and in PvE against bosses and stuff she's not really going to be as good, but she could still be pretty decent in PvE. It's just she's got a lot of things here that is aimed towards PvP only, like that chance to cut enemy MP by 40 is only going to happen in PvP content. So I'm pretty sure what it means by cut enemy MP by 40 is removes 40 MP from the enemies, and I don't know what the chance of that is, but her skill 2 is very interesting to me. I definitely want to try that out, because if you're using her skill 2 a lot in arena, you can just spam her skill 2 against someone and they're going to lose a lot of MP, which is very important, because let's say you're using it against a mage, then they can't use their magic if they don't have MP, right? And even against a tank, if they have the skill that cuts damage taken but uses MP, then they're not going to have the MP for that, are they? So skill 2 sounds very interesting to me, and it looks very fast, so I'll have to see that later, but skill 2 is very nice. Skill 3, this thing about the skill 3 is, it looks cool, it looks interesting. It's a frontal long range ice combo attack that pushes enemies away. It's good because it pushes enemies away. That could be useful, and the reason why I can see that being useful, mostly for PvP, is use her skill 3, pushes everyone away, and that will allow her to do more damage because the enemies are further away. That sounds good to me, but the only problem is her skill 3 is very slow, so for PvE content against bosses it's not going to be that good DPS at all. Her DPS in general I don't think is going to be very good, but her DPS for her skill 2, yeah, I think her DPS for skill 2 is going to be pretty good. Her special, powerful all enemy ice combo attack. I don't know why it says all enemy ice combo attack, usually it's combo attack against all enemies, like the skills, but whatever. Her special, I don't see myself using it really. I think she's mostly going to be a supportive unit, but also a damage dealer, so these are interesting skills, and it's good that they're ice because we don't have many ice DPS units, if I think about it. Yeah, that's pretty good. So let's have a look at traits. Traits are where it gets more interesting for me. Trait 1, I think so trait 1's pretty good. I like her trait 1. So Battlestar Autocast Scales of Malice, which is in her skills. Yeah, this. So the start of battle, it automatically activates this, which is a very confusing skill, just to let you know, but I'm going to read it anyway. Give all enemies drawing more enemy attention a draw less enemy attention effect. So what that means is against tank units that have draw more enemy attention, like if they have a lore on them, then it's going to put an effect on those units that will draw less enemy attention instead. So that's basically what that does, and the same with give all enemies not drawing more enemy attention a draw more enemy attention effect. It's a weird wording skill, but basically all you need to know is this is only really applicable in PvP, and basically what it means is units that don't usually get targeted on auto are going to be more likely to be targeted, so mages and support units that don't usually get targeted because they are less likely to get targeted. they'll be more likely to get targeted on auto because of this effect. So that's basically that. I think this is the first time we've seen this for sure, and this is definitely going to be very interesting skill because this could allow for some very interesting teams for sure. And I don't know how powerful this will be, but in my head it sounds very strong, and especially for auto battles and guild battles in PvP, this might be amazing because instead of on auto your attacker unit is targeting the tank enemy unit all the time, maybe they'll be more likely to attack the other units on the enemy team instead. So being able to kill the damage dealers on auto easier, it sounds good to me. So this is a very interesting thing, but you also got to remember this is another part of her kit that is only going to work in PvP content. So yeah, she's more focused on PvP, as you can see. During skill attacks, chance to give foam deluge debuff to enemies in a wide area around the target. This is also a very nice thing about a trait 1. So the foam deluge debuff to enemies in a wide area around the target. So let's say you use your skill 2 against an enemy, so that enemy and enemies around that enemy that you just hit, that skill has a chance to get the debuff, which sounds very good. And that debuff is, I like this debuff quite a bit, if I'm honest. Physical / magical attack damage minus 30%, SET recovery speed minus 20%. It's very good, and that's also more aimed towards PvP as well. So trait 1 overall basically just focused on PvP only, and her skill 2 is only PvP too, so yeah, she's got a lot going on that's more aimed towards PvP. And if you don't care about PvP at all, then you're not really going to like this unit too much, because there's a lot of her kit that you're going to miss out on for sure. So this debuff means that it's a unique icon debuff, which means it's going to stack with debuffs from like Jian or other types of debuffs. And that's my idea, is Jian has a debuff that she puts on all enemies that means enemies deal 30% less damage, right? And Sera is also going to be able to inflict a debuff that is the same and does minus 30% damage, but also less SET recovery speed. This is great, and now I'm thinking about it, SET recovery speed in guild versus guild was quite important when on your attacking team, once you go into the next wave, you don't have any SET. Yeah, this is going to be pretty good. I can already see that. It's going to be amazing for PvP. It's going to be so good. The only problem with this, for this debuff, is you have to use a skill, and it's a chance. So I'm hoping the chance is good enough, because if it is, then that debuff should apply most of the time, and as long as you're using skills, it should be reliable enough. And I don't know if it's per hit or per skill or whatever, but I'm hoping it just applies enough of the time so that that debuff is active most of the time. And hopefully it's also a 40-second debuff, because that would be amazing too. There's a lot of good potential for this unit, but yeah, trait 1 mostly aimed towards PvP only. Isn't really anything. I mean, you could argue that yes, the minus 30% debuff, damage debuff, is going to help in against bosses too, if you want. That could be good. But yes, SET recovery speed is not going to do anything against PvE content, obviously. So trait 2, not as interesting, but this is the more damage trait, which makes sense. Most units, pretty much every unit has this, that is a damage dealer. When skill attacking, boosts damage and damage cap based on distance, which is interesting. Usually, most units have a trait which just gives damage and damage cap, but this is a conditional damage and damage cap, which is okay because it's quite easy to get. You just got to be far away from the enemy, then you're going to get the max bonus anyway, and she's a long range unit, so it's quite easy to do that. if you're up against a boss, then you can just go as far away as possible and you'll be fine. Maximum of 50% damage and 15,000 damage cap, which is great because she is going to be a dual wield unit. Even though she's only got one weapon, one water gun, she's got dual wield, which is fine. Makes sense. Battlestar autocast Ice Wall 2. Ice Wall should be less fire damage, I believe, for the whole team, which would be amazing. That'd be very good. And also, give one male ally unit a revive effect. That is also amazing in PvP. Very good, because I think is probably equivalent to a buff that revives a unit and they won't be able to stack. So if you've already got one of those revive buffs on a unit, like the accessory from Great War of Ruin, then this won't stack with it, but it's very good. But again, it depends on your team as well, because if you have multiple male units, it's probably random of who it chooses, so you'll have to think about that depending on if you care about this revive effect. If not, then it's just an extra revive effect on your team for a random unit in your team. If you're using all female units, then it's not going to do anything. So yeah, that's great. Very nice traits, but most of these are all focused on PvP, and her skill 2, the MP, only for PvP as well. So very PvP focused unit so far. Now her skills, also very interesting skills. She's got an anima, which I think this anima is going to be amazing. Definitely. All enemies ice and earth resistance -20. You can definitely build a team around this. Like in PvP, you could use her in your team, allow her to use the anima at the start of battle, and then you can have some other ice DPS or earth DPS unit, and they're going to do more damage. That's going to be great. Like, you could have this with Amelia. That would be good, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Yes. Good idea. Because Amelia does more damage when the enemy is weak to ice. This anima will help with that. That could be great, for sure. But Sera has to use this anima first of all. So that's one thing you've got to think about. If she's using her skills first, then this anima is not going to apply as soon as battle starts. But in guild versus guild battles, the anima seemed to always activate at the start of battle, so that's fine. I think it'll be great though. God Heal is just very nice to have, especially for PvP, because as long as she has some decent healing, even if she doesn't, then it's still useful because it's a time stop healing skill, which is amazing in PvP, and it just saves a lot of SC, because we've got Nael, who has God Heal just for the sake of it, and some healing, and it does help a lot, because having more units with God Heal is just very useful to have. And then we got some good debuffs, good debuff magic skills, which I like these. All enemies defense -35%, critical rate -30%, ST recovery speed -25%, only effective in arena and guild battles. Yeah, as you can see, these two are only effective in arena and guild battles, basically. This Giga Hydrain, though, will be quite good in PvE content, so outside of PvP, it could be useful, for sure, because I don't know who else has Giga Hydrain, but we don't have it on that many units, so I still think this would be great to have, because a -35% defense debuff is just quite good. All these magic skills here, and the God Heal, and all the anima and everything, this does help her be a more of a supportive unit. Like, if I just have a look at everything so far, she's got the Scales of Malice skill, which is great, that's a supportive skill, and then she's also got the debuff, which is a supportive skill, and the Ice Wall effect, and the revive effects, and all these debuffs. This is great for a supportive unit. Just saying that. She's going to be pretty good for a supportive unit long term, once her damage is not really up there anymore. Like, her DPS, I think, isn't going to last very long. I don't know what her current DPS is in PvE, but it's probably okay, but it's not going to last a very long time. But what will make her last longer is the fact that she's got all of these supportive skills in her kit. Those types of units last a very long time, as we know, because Spirit Maiden Theria is still one of the best units. Well, she is still the best unit in the game, because she's a supportive unit. So, that's one thing to think about as well. Supportive units like this, they last a lot longer, and they're going to benefit your account a lot more than just a basic DPS unit. So, I really like those units. Then we get onto the normal skills. Magic up max and arcane up 4. She isn't a mage, okay? Just do not say that because she's not a mage. Don't be stupid. I know it's funny, but she's got magic up for a reason, because she's got Thaumaturgy Ring Plus in her kit, in her skills. So, don't build her as a mage. I know some people do that just for fun, just to be funny, which it is funny, but it's not anymore, trust me. It started off funny, but don't make her a mage. Esoteric up 3, critical up 2, advanced aim vitals, proud force, good stuff. So she does have some crit and healing and some damage. Human shield is going to be very nice for PvP, for sure. I do like that. One thing to note is she doesn't have any slayers, which is a bit of a problem, and that's what made me think that she isn't really going to do much damage because she doesn't have any slayers. And most of the time, if you don't have any slayers, then you're missing out on quite a lot of damage. The PvP units that are top tier in Arena, basically all of those have some slayers, like Human Slayer or God Slayer or something like that. She doesn't have any of those. Auto critical is going to help for those crits. Her crit's going to be pretty nice, I think. Auto haste, more SCT is going to help. Moonlight 2, very nice. And then all of these ice damage skills, this is very nice. Ice drive, high drive, attack raise 2 and 3, and critical raise. Good damage skills here, so you can see she's got a good amount of supportive skills, but some good damage in her kit as well. So she's got crit damage, and she can heal from crits, and quite a lot of ice damage as well. Sacred Guardian is a skill to help healing. Recovering magic power 20% and casting speed 50%. You know, what you could do with this is you could put on Glass Record on her if you want, because she's got the casting speed. You could do that if you want. That would be funny, but I don't think I would recommend that. But this will just help a little bit for her God heal. That's pretty much it, unless you want to put on Glass Record like I said, but it's probably not a good idea. It maybe, who knows, I don't know, possibly. Goddess Kiss, I like it. I always like it. It's going to help with MP, and that's going to save a lot of SC as well. Maglion, more damage depending on how far away you are from the enemy. It is basically the same as her trait 2, which does the same thing, so yeah. If you're far enough from the enemy, then you're going to get 100% damage. That's going to be great. Just make sure you're not up close, you've got to be far away, and then you're going to do a lot more damage. Head bash, faint easier, makes sense. I usually don't care about this. There are a few units that can't get fainted. Thaumaturgy Ring Plus, there that is. You could put on Thaumaturgy Ring as well if you've got Theopolis. It's been out for quite a while now, and if you've been playing this game for a while, you would have had a selector ticket to choose it, so you might have that at this point. You could put on Thaumaturgy Ring. I think that would be a pretty good skill for damage. Dual wields, yes, she is going to dual wield. and Machine Mega Boost. So one thing I'm thinking about is that she isn't really locked to a specific weapon. She's got Machine Mega Boost, so you're probably going to want to equip a machine for sure, but her second weapon can be anything you want, really. It doesn't really matter. You could put on any weapon, so that gives you some more flexibility with this unit and building them. You could put on more weapons, other weapons. Machine, I just recommend putting on a machine because she's got Machine Mega Boost, you might as well, and we do have a good amount of machines. Her paid weapon is a machine. I probably wouldn't recommend it, we'll have a look at her page soon, but just saying it's there. Quick Trigger, I do like Quick Trigger, especially for PvP, that does help. You could randomly get a skill 3 at the start of battle, and that just helps quite a bit. Decoy, also very nice to have in PvP. I just like having that on pretty much everyone in PvP. And then we get to the unique skills to this unit. All of these, you won't escape. Special damage and damage cap. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Change target of the water world traits foam deluge debuff to only one enemy, but give the debuff 100% chance to activate. So here's the thing about this skill, is that basically it's going to mean 100% chance for it to activate, but only apply to one enemy. That can be a good and bad thing. Good thing being obviously it's going to be active all the time because it's going to be 100% chance, but it's only one enemy, so I don't really think that's good, because if you're in PvP, which you probably will with this unit, then if she's using her skill against a tank unit, then that tank unit is going to get this debuff, and you don't want that. You want the debuff to be on the enemy attacking units, and for that reason I think it's going to be better to just remove the skill entirely, so then it will give you a chance for that debuff to apply in an area around that unit that you're targeting. That's just what I'm thinking, but it really depends on what the chance is of the debuff applying on her skills. It's really going to require some testing, but this can be a good and bad thing depending on the chances of the debuff applying, and that's kind of it. Maybe what I'm also thinking is this debuff is not limited for only one enemy being able to have this debuff, so I'm pretty sure what it means is the enemy that you're targeting. It says only one enemy, so I'm pretty sure what this means is the enemy that you use the skill on that you're targeting is the enemy that's going to get the debuff. So even if the skill hits a different enemy as well, the one that you're not targeting, that enemy can't get the debuff if you're using this. But if you're on auto and she does have this Scales of Malice to help with the targeting, maybe she'll be able to target the damage dealers, the enemy damage units on auto because of that skill that she's got, so maybe this will be good enough, but again I'm going to have to test that. Skill and special damage 30% and damage cap 10,000. More damage cap and damage, very nice, since it is a unique skill. When critically skill attacking, chance for damage 30% and damage cap 10,000, and enemies more likely to faint. Very interesting. So what I'm reading from this is the enemies more likely to faint is only from the critical hits. So, and the critical hits having a 10,000 damage cap is a chance as well, chance for damage and damage cap. So ideally you're probably going to want to stack a lot of crit ups. She does have some already, like she's got crit up 2 and auto critical, so you're fine with that. But what you could do obviously is put on a bow or something to help crits, and an arc with some crit on the trait, and obviously you could put on crit up 3 and 1, that could help, and you could put on Ardor that she doesn't have, and it's going to allow her to do more crits, which will do more DPS because she's going to have a high chance to activate it. So That's very nice. Diving, draw less enemy attention. I do like that. She's got a lot of draw less enemy attention in the kit. It's very nice. When physically attacking, chance to cut defense by 20% and deal damage. Quite good skill. This is also another skill that's just really only good in PvP. Yes, the chance to cut defense can be good in PvE too, but the draw less enemy attention is mostly for PvP as well. So that's good. And the last one here, cost of 10 plus MP healing / support magic, minus 15%. So support magic and healing, that's going to apply to all of her magic skills up here, which is good. Interesting. I do like this. So, interesting skills. Her 6th enhance gives more damage cap, special damage cap, more recovery for healing, which is nice. Less damage taken and debuff duration of active skills. That's interesting. So that's gonna help for her debuff from her trait 1, but 10% it doesn't really matter too much. But there's something. 10% less damage. I think this is a decent 6th enhance skill set personally. These 3 are definitely worth getting. Damage caps, if you use it in PvE content against bosses or anything, then you could get those, but for PvP, definitely get these 3, they'll be worth getting. I think her kit looks very interesting to me, and yes, there is a lot that is aimed towards PvP only, and I can see that they want her to be a PvP focused unit. And a lot of people do use Sera in Arena already. The first version of Sera, the non-shift version, people use her in Arena, and we've used her in Guild versus Guild content as well, the beta, so it makes sense that they would try to make Summer Sera a PvP focused unit, since Sera was already a good PvP unit. I definitely think Summer Sera is definitely going to be a good Arena unit, going to rate quite high as an Arena unit. I don't think she's going to rate close to Prefect of Godmia, but I don't know, I really got to test her out and everything first, and she could be pretty good. Everything that she's got, I can see some potential here. She's got a lot of supportive skills, some healing, quite a lot of damage as well, and good stuff, I think. Draw less enemy attention. Yeah, I do like what she's got, but just to confirm, just to make sure, if you don't care about PvP, then you're not really going to need this unit at all, because in PvE content, you're not really, most of her kit is going to be locked behind PvP content, so in PvE she's not going to be as interesting of a unit. That's just one thing to think about. You might be underwhelmed in PvE because she doesn't have too much to help her there. I mean, she does, if I think about it, she does have this debuff which can help take less damage, and she does have some healing and these debuffs and the anima, so yeah, I think she'll still be good against bosses and other things in PvE content, but most of her kit, like her trait 1, yeah, mostly PvP, so I think she's a great unit. I definitely want to try her out. One thing to note, she doesn't have any stun resistance, so that may be something you might want to think about. Nil to Curse and Illness is nice. So, Sera is a very good unit. I want to try her out. I will definitely be getting her because she is a PvP focused unit, and I think she's going to be quite fun to use in Arena, and once Guild Battles fully releases, I think she'll be good there for sure, definitely. Now the arc, I think this arc's pretty good too. Just to start it off, the trait, I think this arc, the main reason why you would want this arc is because of the trait. This trait is so good. Let's have a look at the trait. Physical damage taken from enemies not targeting unit minus 30%. This is amazing. It basically means if the enemy is targeting someone else, like a tank unit in your team, and that skill ends up hitting the other unit that has this arc equipped, then that unit will take minus 30% damage from that skill because the enemy isn't targeting the unit, which is pretty significant because minus 30% damage taken, that is very good, minus 30%. Now, this will help quite a bit because Sera does have some ways of not being targeted, so that's going to be quite good. And the main use for this trait will be if you're getting hit by Roy's skill 3 in Arena or any wide area skill. I have no idea what happens with Shift Lagravos skill 3, but I'm assuming it depends on who he's targeting. So as long as you've got a tank unit in your team and they don't target you, then this will be amazing for that. Every 20 seconds heal 1 strength, defense, intelligence, mind debuff. It's okay. Once every 20 seconds. I don't really care too much about this part of the trait personally. The rest of this trait though is so amazing, the rest of this trait. Battle start, give all allies a physical damage 20% buff. That by itself is very solid, giving a 20% physical damage buff to everyone in the team. Just from having this arc equipped is that's quite good. That's quite good, yeah. But there's more to this. A non-thunder magic damage taken minus 50% buff. I don't know what it means by total damage taken cap applies. I don't know what that is. But that buff is so good. If you think about what this trait has, the unit with its arc equipped takes 30% less physical damage as long as they're not being targeted. And every 20 seconds they remove 1 of those debuffs. And they give this buff to all allies, which means all allies deal 20% more physical damage and take minus 50% damage from non-thunder magic. This is amazing, and I can definitely see a lot of people using this in Arena, and potentially guild battles too. But this could potentially help counter your team against Shift Eliza, because taking minus 50% damage from fire magic, that's so good. That's amazing. I really like this trait, and the main reason why I want to get this arc is because the trait is so good, and it's going to be a very good trait. I can see this trait being definitely a very amazing trait to use in PvP. You could use it in Arena right now if you wanted to. It's going to be amazing. Going to help quite a lot. Quite a few people are using Shift Eliza. This is going to help counter those teams quite a bit. Minus 50% damage taken from that. But again, it is a buff. I'm assuming it's for 40 seconds, and once you die you probably lose the buff, so that's one thing to think about. But it's still amazing. I like this trait. The skills, I don't really care too much about these skills. I mostly care about the trait for once. Usually I would care about the skills, but I don't think there are that many good, interesting skills for me to care about. Gourmet Hunter is a unique skill for this arc. Physical damage to tasty type enemies. Beast, fish and bird plus 10%. It's okay because you can stack it for more damage, but that's not going to help in Arena or any PvP content because obviously we don't have any beast, fish or bird type enemy units. So yeah, but against normal enemies in PvE, against bosses and stuff potentially, but I don't really see myself using that unless you're up against like a incredibly difficult bird or something. You could, but maybe that would be useful, but I don't see myself using it very much. Resist darkness, all allies blind resistance +1, remove blind weakness. That's interesting because it is a castable skill, so it's not a buff. You gotta cast it with MP. I can see it being useful, yeah, but I'm probably not going to use it unless there's a battle that is specifically inflicting blinds. Since there isn't really any battles that do that right now, I'm never going to use this unless I need to, and I don't have a need to, so not really going to use this. And then Fast Vacation 2 is an expensive one, but Battlestar, Autocast, Grand Brave, Aura, Protection, and Magic Barrier. So it's Grand Brave, Grand Aura, Protection, Magic Barrier. It's not Grand Protection and Grand Magic Barrier. It's only the normal version, but it's the Grand version of Brave and Aura. It's interesting. I just think it's a bit expensive. Maybe for the units who don't have Grand Brave or Aura could use this. Maybe. But for 10 SC, I don't know. Maybe. If you think about it, if the unit doesn't have Protection and Magic Barrier, that would be equivalent to 4 SC, which means you're spending 6 SC for Grand Brave and Aura. 4 units that have Thaumaturgy Ring and scale off of Intelligence and Strength for their skills. This could be pretty good, as long as they don't have Brave or Aura, but most units are going to have one of the two or both. So, yeah, I personally don't really care about these skills. Nothing crazy here. I just think this trait is so good, and I would like to get this arc. If you want to pity this arc, then it's 200 summons. I want to get this, definitely, because I think it's going to be very good. For sure. I am pretty certain that the physical damage buff won't stack, because it just says give it physical damage buff and a non-thunder magic damage taken minus 50% buff, so they're two separate buffs. So that physical damage buff won't stack because it's not a unique icon, I believe, but it's still an amazing trait. Nice to have, for sure, and that could save some SC. Archive rewards, I think this archive reward is okay. It's not crazy, but 70 MP is pretty good for an accessory. 91 mind, fire attack damage taken minus 15%, definitely going to help countering Shift Eliza. They definitely want to counter Shift Eliza with this unit and this arc. It's quite funny. It's also annoying at the same time because most people have been using Shift Eliza at this point. They probably know that, and they make all of this stuff just to counter that, which, yeah, it's just how it goes. It always happens. It's a game, phone game. We know that's gonna happen. Always happens, but yeah. It's a good accessory. Nothing crazy, but I can see it being useful for sure. And that is the arc. I definitely want to get this arc, and if you do manage to get this arc instead of the unit, or if you get both, then be happy with it. If you were aiming for the unit and get the arc, still be happy with it, because this arc is still a very good arc to have, and is PvP focused mostly, but can be used, both can be used in PvE, but they're mostly for PvP, so yeah, if you don't care about PvP, then this banner isn't really going to be appealing to you, but for someone like me who does PvP all the time and every day, I do arena, and I enjoy arena quite a bit, so I definitely want to get both of these. I want to get the unit and the arc, because they're going to be great, for sure. So yeah, that's the unit and the arc. Definitely both solid, and they are definitely highly rated for PvP, definitely. So that's that. In 2 weeks there should be another summer unit, which is Summer Meredy, and yeah, that's that. So let's have a look at the paid equipment, I guess. Go to trading space. There is quite a few other things that is in this update too, like the summer event and a few other updates. So let's just have a look at paid equipment first. She's got a paid machine weapon and an accessory. I did have a look at this a little bit, and I think I'm more interested in the accessory. The weapon, Ice Attribute weapon, strength and intelligence, actually pretty good stats. The trait, I think the trait is interesting, but not super amazing. Ice attack damage 20% and damage cap 2000. Duration of debuffs from units' active skills plus 20%. So here's the thing, is she is not a PvE focused unit, so the damage cap doesn't really matter too much for this unit. Usually I would be all about the damage cap, but for this unit, she isn't really focused for the damage cap, so you're mostly going to be caring about the damage. It's a ice machine which gives 20% damage for PvP and gives duration of debuffs plus 20%. So it's okay, it's still a good machine. I kind of want to check what other machines we have available. I'm going to do that quickly now, because I just want to see. If I go to weapons first and filter to machines, we got 6. Yeah, we don't really have that many good ice machines. Oh, that's an event machine. Yeah, that's another one. That one is from the current event. You could use that. Hoping that goes to 10% damage. That would be okay. If you don't have any ice, are there any other good machine options? Yes, of course, you could use Trishula, which is going to solve all your problems. Trishula's probably going to be just an alternative, or this one is actually going to be arguably better because it's a maximum of 30%, and if you know numbers, 30% is bigger than 20, so for that reason, as long as you're far away, this could be better for arena. But would you use that or Trishula? I don't know, it depends. Maybe Trishula. I don't think there's really any other machines I want to have a look at, so yeah, just having a look. I don't see many machines that would be suitable for her apart from Trishula. Her page would definitely be a good one, but it's not that much of an increase in damage if I think about it, because it's only 20% damage. I know it does give debuff duration, but as long as you're spamming kit skills, it doesn't really matter for that debuff duration. The damage cap will help in PvE, but if you're only using her in PvP, then you don't really need the damage cap, so I personally don't really care about this weapon overall. If I do have the credentials, I would get it, but I won't aim for it. That's kind of where I'm at. I think it would be nice to have, just so you don't need it at all, because we've got other options, and it's not that much of an increase. Now, this accessory, I think this accessory is very good. This accessory, definitely the better one to get. So it's got MP, Defense, Mind. Okay. And the trait for this one, Battle Start restore skill 1's SCT by 10 seconds. Only for a skill 1. I wish it was something else like a skill 2, that would have been amazing. I would have liked that, but skill 1 SCT, anything that can restore SCT is pretty useful in arena, definitely. Damage cap to enemies with the foam deluge debuff plus 2000. Okay. Draw less enemy attention. So, here's the thing about this accessory. This is good in basically all content, because for PvP, you're getting that SCT recovery by 10 seconds for your skill 1, and you're also drawing less enemy attention, which is very nice to draw less enemy attention in PvP, for sure, especially if you're on auto. That drawing less enemy attention is going to be amazing, so that is already very good for PvP. And also for PvE, you get 2000 damage cap to enemies that have that debuff, and if you have her skill equipped that makes the debuff 100% chance to activate, then there you go, that's amazing. So yeah, definitely if you have a choice, get this accessory over the weapon, because I just think it's the better option for sure. Definitely a very good accessory. Accessory's better than the weapon. The weapon's kind of underwhelming to me, but obviously it would be nice to have both, but I wouldn't aim for this. This isn't really that exciting to me. I really like this accessory. I think it's good, but the weapon is just basic, kind of boring, not that great. It'll be more interesting to you if you care about her in PvE against bosses and stuff, because you're getting 2000 damage cap and she's dual wield, so that will help quite a lot. But if you're only using her in PvP, which you probably will be most of the time, then you don't really need this weapon, and you can have other options instead. But this accessory, very good accessory. I do like this accessory. I would recommend to get this, but don't go for it specifically unless you want to. It's up to you, but if you're close to it, you could get it. If you have 25 credentials, then choose this accessory first. You don't really want a weapon. Accessory's way better. And then we've got prisms down here. You could get up to 5 of those. That's interesting. But yeah, definitely get the accessory if you have a choice. The weapon is whatever. So that's the paid equipments. I think they're okay. Accessory I'm more excited about. Let's have a look at the rest of the things that's in the trading space right now. I did farm the event already because I wanted to get the tickets for the stream as soon as possible, so I just speed ran that. Let's get these 3 tickets. I've got 10 already, now we've got 13. Trying to get as many tickets as possible for the stream so I can hopefully get something from them, but never really happens, does it? We've got a prism in here, which is nice. Gold relic prism shards. I love those all the time. And the rest of the stuff in here, whatever. It's still good stuff, you might as well get, but I got the most important things. And we've also got these medals. I can get 4 more tickets. Awesome. And there's UR Stardust here. Amazing. I've got so many UR Stardust, I'm just saving them. I don't want to use them because they're so precious. I want to keep saving them. LR Stardust, if you've been around for ages, you've probably got a lot of these. Because there was a collab event. The ReZero collab gave us a lot of those, I believe it was that one. I highly recommend to get the tickets first before you do anything. So that's what I'm going to do. I kind of want to get 25 more medals. I really want to get 25 more medals so I can get that last ticket. I really want to do that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get these medals from any stage that you're farming. So probably got most of these medals from the event. Yeah, I think it's the type of medal that you can get from farming story stages as well if you want. Yeah, I'm really going to need the luck today, hopefully, because we'll be trying to get the Arc and the unit, because I would really like to get both of them. Both are very good for PvP. We're going to be doing summons, not yet, but quite soon. I just want to check everything first with trading space. I'm pretty sure that's it. If you want to pity the Arc, it is 200. I'm hoping it doesn't come to that, but at least it's not more than 200. It's actually cheaper than the unit. I want to get these 25 medals real quick. Where can I do that? If I go to the event, how many medals do I get from clearing the stage once? I guess I can take this time to showcase the event first, and then we'll do summons, because I want to get that one single ticket. Because you never know, that one single ticket could be the... Oh, come on. That one single ticket could be the unit or the Arc, who knows, and I'm pretty sure the tickets are always going to be rate up because they're limited tickets, so get as many tickets as possible if you care about, well, even if you don't care about the unit or the Arc, just get them anyway, because you never know, you could get them, and it's going to be great. Do like this wallpaper, looks very nice. They always do make great art in this game, one of my favourite things in this game. The artwork is always amazing for all the units and everything. It's pretty cool. Let me go into the event. I just want to get 25 more medals. And we should have around 18 tickets to use. Best case scenario, we get the Arc from the tickets, because that's the thing I'm worried about the most, is the Arc. Because they feel like they're more difficult to get for some reason. if it would load. I'm pretty sure it's slower on emulator, but I need to use emulator so I can access my paid crystals. Event map. So this event lasts 2 weeks, and then in 2 weeks there should be another summer unit. Summer Meredy. Wondering what she's gonna have. Is she gonna be another ice unit, or what? Dunno. No idea. So, this event, we've seen this event structure many times, so I don't really need to talk about it, but it's basically just a Sunversal event, but I do like these events, because you can get a lot of materials and stuff from this. I found this a lot already. Let me just check. You can get medals from this. If I were to clear one of these, it can give me 50 medals. So I might as well do that right now. Yeah. Sure. Why not? And just to let you know, I'm already prepared for Sera because I've got every single arc learnt, every single skill that I've got is learnt on Sera, so we're fine. I spent a lot of time yesterday using all of my orb recoveries that I had, and I was using those on learning skills on a bunch of units. Took quite a lot of time, took a few hours of farming, but I had over 100 orb recoveries, maybe like 120-ish. I just used all of those on learning skills on units, which I'm still doing, by the way. Takes ages to learn every skill on every unit, but I want to do it. So if we clear the stage, we should get those medals. Should be the ones that we need. Yeah, Meredy is an interesting unit. I think Meredy is good. She has 2 versions at the moment. The summer version, I'm hoping the summer version is interesting. She will be, but I have no idea what she's gonna have. Just gonna have to wait quite some time. I'm not gonna worry about her yet, but just be aware that Meredy is the next unit. What you could do is you could wait for the next summer unit. Actually, the best thing you could do if you're free to play or don't want to spend much, then you could just chill, farm the event, do everything, try to use your tickets, get every ticket possible, and you could get the unit or the arc from those tickets. And then save for part 2 summer event in 2 weeks and see if you care about that unit more. So those medals should be the ones I need. Then we can get the final ticket and start doing summons. For God's sake, the game really doesn't want me to, does it? No, it does not. It's fine. Doesn't take long. Let's go to trading space. Should be able to get that ticket, and then we can use all the tickets. I haven't gotten anything new from tickets in quite a while. But I was pretty lucky with most recent units, like Foul was pretty lucky, same with Theria. Those 2 were pretty lucky, because I didn't care about those 2 units and got them anyway. That was pretty great. Let's hope it still happens. I definitely think Sera's going to be quite a good unit in guild battles, especially since guild battles is on auto all the time, and she has ways for targeting. That's going to be interesting. So, trading space, yes. Okay, they're different medals, even though they look the same. These medals are those medals. How do I get these medals? I don't know. I'm not going to worry about that then, because it's one ticket. Even though I need 25, I probably need to farm story or something. We did get 5 tickets from there and 2 tickets from login. Let's just go to summons now. There is a ticket here you can get to select a unit. You might as well get that. I don't really care about it because I've got everything already. Let's use tickets now. Yeah, it says part 1. And Thouser is still here, by the way. He is pretty good, but you gotta think that would you rather get a Descent of Heroes unit and a chance, a very small chance that you are Arc or a other DOH unit, or do you want to go for a limited unit and Arc that won't be back for another year? Maybe. I don't know. Let's start with these 7 and then the temple. I really expect nothing from these tickets. I don't expect anything at all. And then we'll go over to Step Gacha and do that. Gold with Theria is usually a good sign, but not always. I've been screwed many times before. I don't let the game trick me anymore. One animation, better than 0, but it's still nothing. You see, game's a troll. You would have thought that would have gone to a red, but no. Doesn't make sense. There has to be at least 1 red in this temple, I swear. There should be. But I don't get expectations, otherwise you get disappointed. Probably gonna be worse than the last 7 pulls that we did, isn't it? Needs enough animations. 1 is not enough. 2 is a maybe. Not guaranteed. C. No reds. That's sad though. That's terrible. They're only tickets though, so they're just free. Still got the step gacha, and I want the paid accessory anyway. Even if we got both the unit and the arc from those tickets, I would have still carried on because I want the paid accessory, so yeah. We're gonna get the accessory minimum. Now it's just step gacha until we get everything that we need. So now is the point that I would like to get him as soon as possible. This pull is probably going to be a skip if it's a blue. Yeah, there's nothing here. I want to get both the unit and the arc, so we're looking for both of those as soon as possible. I am worried about having to pity both, but I hope I don't. Because that would mean 200 summons and the step gacha fully, which would be painful, but let's get something. Haven't gotten a single red and we've done over 20 pulls. Red, blue, great. Really, there's no red in here. Guaranteed no red. Skip. See, 3 golds those are better than blues, but it really doesn't matter, does it? We should have had at least 1 red by now. Stupid. This one is the last cheap one. It's got 6 pulls in here, and then it'll start getting more expensive for the pulls, but I do have quite a few free crystals that I've been saving. I've been farming a lot, and Theria, come on, Theria has to give me a red now, come on. You can't not do it. You have to. You have to. You have to give at least 1 red in here. Yeah, was about to say. Arc. Limited arc, please. I would be happy with that. I would be very happy with that, but it's not going to be. More than 1 red at least. 3 new? No. There's 2 of the same arc. What's the chances of that? That's stupid. That's very dumb. I know that arc's good. I don't need dupes. I only need the new things. Well, at least lap 2 is cheaper. This temple, only 1,000. That's good. More reds, please. Not dupes, no dupes, no dupes. Only new things. Ah, it's a skip unless it's a... no. Yeah, terrible. I like watching the animations, but not when I know it's not going to be any. And when it's not going to be good. Man. I think what I will do, to try to be smart, is I will probably finish off lap 2, and... well, maybe I should just do some free crystals now, because I do want to keep an eye on how many pulls I'm doing. It's a blue. This one's bad. I'm gonna watch it anyway, but trust me, no red in here. See, 3 animations, yeah, but also no. Well, there's a red, okay, maybe, but there's only one, and it's a dupe of this arc, but it's not a dupe. Okay. There's Sera, that's the one thing we needed. Now we just need the arc next, which is more worrying to me, but it means I can save paid crystals, which is a good thing. This water rifle isn't bad at all. The only real downside is that I have to wear a swimsuit since I get so wet from shooting it. Great. Well, there's 1 unit. Now we just need... there is an SSR guaranteed, I should probably do this one. But just to make sure, I'm gonna go to trading space and make sure how many credentials and things we've got. Just need the arc now, which I'm more worried about. We've got enough for the accessory. I shouldn't do another pull for paid crystals, I should just do... yeah, because I need to do 10 more pulls now, that's not worth it. So we've got 32 summons done for the unit, which is actually pretty lucky. Now, we would need to do 168 more if we want to get the arc guaranteed, which I do want it. I need it, because it's very good, so we're going to try and get that from free crystals now. Because this trait is just so amazing that I would just really like to have it. Because I can see a lot of people using it in PvP, so I must try to get it. Probably going to end up pitting it, but I really hope not, because that would be quite expensive to do that. Unless we get many dupes of the unit. Zekis, blue, gold, okay. Well, there's a chance there's a red, but I'm not saying anything until the animations decide for itself. Because 0 or 1 is going to be no reds. 2 is a maybe, but not guaranteed. 3 has to give 1. Yeah, like I said. Now we're looking for the arc animation. There's 1 arc animation. Best case scenario, we get the limited arc right now, then we stop. But, no, it's not going to happen. It does happen. Have to tell the game. I have to always be negative so I can be surprised about it. I can't get expectations. It's always the great thing. Oh, okay, how funny. Great. Wow. Game wanted to give me 2. Well, okay, I guess I can be happy with that. That's fine, that's great, that's good. Okay, we're done. We don't need to do any more summons. We can save for part 2, which is in 2 weeks from now. Wow. Amazing. Well, that's me done. In and out quite fast. That's what she said. We're still above 140k. I swear we didn't spend that many crystals at all. Yeah, we didn't. We hardly spent any. I've still got 100k free crystals. By the way, just want to let you know, most of these free crystals are saved. I know I've got paid crystals too, but most of these free crystals I try to save because most of the time I spend the paid crystals first. Like, the past few units, I've been spending paid crystals and got the unit from paid crystals and haven't needed to touch free crystals that much. This time, I didn't really need to touch free crystals very much, only a little bit. I think I only spent 3,000 free crystals, so there's that. Now we can quickly move over to Showcase very soon. Let's go over to Trading Space to check everything, and then we'll go over to Showcase soon. I could get this weapon, but like I said earlier, it's not worth it to specifically get this weapon, so in my scenario, in my case, I need 19 more credentials. 19 pulls, not worth it just to get this weapon. It's quite expensive. Don't get it. I'm not going to get this weapon. I'm just going to stick with my accessory and not get this because I'm being smart with crystals. So that's what we are doing. And we did 42 summons. Great. But that doesn't include the tickets. Including the tickets would be another 17. So like 59. Which is still great though. So let's go switch Sera over to her other version. Looks great. One thing to note is Sera did get 6th Enhance in this update, which might be worth considering because Sera is still a very good unit. Now, I know she's got a shift version, but I'm still going to be using this version of Sera as well. I think what I might do is use this version of Sera for PvE and use this one for PvP. That's probably what I'll do, because I've been working on Sera's paid star, Godforge. Now it gives 1000 damage cap for everyone. Yeah, this Sera's still amazing. Let's have a look at Summer Sera. I like saying Summer Sera because they're both S. Summer Sera Sera. Summer. Could use a rainbow potion here. I think I will. I'm probably going to build her very fast because she deserves it. So, here we go, another rainbow potion for me. $610 XP, so if you notice, I am level 52 now, which is nice. Didn't really get anything from leveling up, but it's just nice to level up. Water rifles and swimsuits. I can get down with that. Age 24. Don't ask why I said that first. Why is that the first thing I look at? Don't know. Hobbies, sunbathing and swimming. Sure. Maintains perfect health even on hot days. Right. Particular about hair ornaments and swimwear. Right. Okay. Fine. Water rifle weapon from unknown. Yeah. Well, let's start looking at that. Actually look at why we're here. Now that I've gotten the hang of this, using this rifle, I'm going to take things as far as I can. Well, just don't squirt me with your rifle. It just sounds wrong to say. I don't want to say that again. I won't, trust me. I just love busting off shots with this thing. Did you just say that? I swear, everything to me just sounds so wrong. It's not me, I swear. Like, if you've had a look at the event, this is Sera's words, not mine. Sera says, I get so wet every time I use it. That is Sarah's words, not mine, okay? You can leave that any way you want. I think it's funny. Okay, that's all the awakens I can do for now. Let's unlock every skill that we can. Obviously we can unlock everything here. What's her award? Ice damage taken minus 1%. Whatever. Fine. Sure. I still hate doing this. It still feels like this takes forever when I'm doing this. But at least it gives me another way to check through every single skill the second time. Well, technically this is the third time that I'm checking every single skill. Because I check it in the video and then I check it in the stream. And then I check it here again. Let's learn everything. I have been trying to farm some materials, but I haven't farmed enough green ultra clusters. I would have liked to get more. Moonlight 2. So, since I've got everything learnt on her already, I can just instantly start using her in arena or anywhere that I want to, as long as I use Mother Souls to get her SC available. I probably will. At this point I've got so many Mother Souls I might as well try and use them, so I think today we're just going to spend more time focusing on this unit and messing around with her in arena and stuff. That would be great. But I'm never good with arena on computer. I should switch over to Steam now, yeah. I should do that after I've done this. Ice attack raise 3. Okay. Quick lap 2. I still wish they would implement an unlock all button. They need it. They have to do it. People who are lazy just won't want to do this. So her skill damage is going to scale off of intelligence and strength. So both are going to be useful. Does she even have aura and brave or not? I didn't look. I don't remember. It still feels like there's so many skills I need to learn that I... Thaumaturgy Ring Plus. So, we'll be using her against normal stages in the story first. And then we'll also use her in arena, but that'll be later on. Once we've built her fully. I think she will be very good with shield render in arena. 100%. That would be amazing. There's Scales of Malice. Very nice skill. Only thing is, Auto is probably not going to use it, but it is going to activate at the start of battle anyway. I've been trying to think about what team do I want to build with Sera for arena. Like, if I were to have Sera in the team, what other units would I want to have in the team? I am still trying to think about it. I think Sera plus Nael is going to be a good combo. Sera, Nael, and 2 other units I don't know yet. I was considering Sera, Nael, and maybe Jian, and Saintly Theria. It's a maybe, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just stick to my current team and switch out Eliza for Sera. I'll probably do that for the moment, but I'm just trying to think about what teams could this Summer Sera fit in very well. I think she'll be very nice with one other physical DPS in the team, at least, because of the Scales of Malice. You kind of want at least one other physical DPS in the team, so it's one thing to think about. I think that's everything. Yeah. Let's have a look at equipment then. So she can equip bows, machine, staff. They're trying to be funny, I swear. She is not a mage. If you think she is, then you're dumb. Or you're just being funny for the sake of it. Obviously, you need... well, you don't need, but a machine would be nice. So you could put on Trishula or something else. Obviously, this is where her paid machine would come in handy. But like I said, I'm not getting it, so I have to live without that, which is sad. But you could use her paid, you could use her event weapon, which would be good enough, I think. It's kind of like a budget paid, actually it is, like, it's just a budget paid weapon for Sera. That's exactly what it is. I'm not going to use it now because I need to level it up to plus 40, but once I get it to plus 40, probably use it because it's not terrible. But for the moment, Trishula and second weapon can be, I don't know. Here's where my ideas gone. A bow could be this bow. You could do this, or there aren't really that many other bow options, are there? Not entirely. Basically, this bow. Yeah, I'm probably gonna use that bow. Or you could use the. If you were to use a staff, the only one I would consider is this one. That's the only staff I would consider on Sera. That's it. No other staff you would use at all. That's the only one. Maybe. That's it. I think for now I'm gonna go for the bow. Just do this. I think this is fine. More critical rate. And Trishula. Then for accessories, her paid accessory would be the best one, definitely. But the other accessory, or if you don't have a paid accessory, then you could just go with damage, or it really depends on what build you're going for. Are you going to be building her for damage or supportive, or both? That's what you got to think about. And for me, I'm going to be focusing on damage for PvE content. So for that reason, I would probably choose an accessory for damage. But if you're just using her as a support, well, even if you're using her as a support, you're probably going to want her to do damage anyway. She is Ice Attribute, and she has a machine. So for that reason, I think that would be good, but it's on Nael, so I can't use it. Or this one, more damage to bosses and movement speed. She doesn't need movement speed because she doesn't move. Well, I mean, actually that one is okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use that one. This one could be okay too. There are a few good options. Damage cap will help her in PvE quite a bit because she is dual wield. So any damage cap increases will be strong on Sera, which is weird to say because Sera has been a support unit for ages. Let's just go with the one that I saw, this one, and we're going to be using this for the build for the moment. This should be okay. Again, if you don't have the paid accessory, you can use something else for damage or any other options that I showed already. Anything that you have. But let's go with that for now. Only problem with this build is that she's not going to benefit from Goddess Kiss very much. So, for that reason, I would probably consider having a ice weapon, which would be her event weapon. So, yeah, I think I would probably use her event weapon at plus 40 instead of Trishula. And then the second one can just be the bow, and that would be fine. I think that would be good. Let's go with this. And for the sake of showcase, I put on Honey Elixir, and we can just go like this. There we go. Now we can try her out properly. I'm gonna switch over to Steam now, because it's faster. I am always prepared for the Steam version because I have it up open already. There you go, it's already open. Then we can try her out. I don't expect too much, but I still think her skill 2 is going to be pretty interesting. Skill 2 is going to be fun. Only problem with skill 2 is not many hits at all. It really does need a lot of skill stocks to work, I think. That's why it would have been amazing if her paid accessory gave SAT for her skill 2 instead of skill 1. Let's go to... I am being lazy with leveling up units, I admit. These are not level 120 yet. I don't know why. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Let's go with... Yeah, that's the thing, is who's going to support Sera for damage cap? Because Sera can't support Sera because you can only use one Sera unless you're using someone else's Sera, you know. Because I was using Sera for a supportive unit for ages, and now she's a summer unit. I should go with this for now. Put Sera in the team by herself. And we're going to put the Arc in as well. And we're going to level this up as much as we can, because I like it. I am going to focus on using all of my blue and red souls on this arc until it's level 15, because I think it's that good. I think it's worth leveling up to 15. I want to see what it has at level 10, so that I know the difference from 10 and 15. It does change to red souls, which is a good and bad thing. Bad thing being I still need to use my red souls on other arcs. I did get the UR arc from the Thouser's banner to level 15 yesterday. I could have saved those red souls, but I didn't want to. One more level. That's all I can do for now. So we're level 8, minus 20%, still removes a debuff. So it doesn't have the other effect. It gets the minus 50% magic non-thunder damage buff at level 10, which makes sense. Let's just keep it that for now. One thing about this arc trait is it doesn't give damage, so you're not going to be using it on a damage dealer, but it's not really a big deal because it's a trait that's not meant for damage. It's meant for a supportive trait, any supportive unit. So for that reason, yeah, just think about. It's not going to be the best option for Sera, but it could be. Obviously not for Sera's damage, but for Sera as a supportive unit, yeah, it could help. Let's try her out now, because I haven't seen her in battle properly yet. I haven't tried her out either, so this will be the first time I'm trying her out, which should be fun. She doesn't have any Slayers, so I don't expect her damage to be very high here, because it's base skills, and she doesn't have slayers. Let's try it anyway. I want to try her special as well, but I don't expect it to do very much. I do want to do a few testings with this unit. Oh yeah, Honey Elixir is going to cast faster, because she's got the casting speed for healing. That helps, that's quite good. So, her skill stocks at base are 4, 3, 2. That's okay. Let's try skill 1 first. So, one thing to say is she does more damage when the enemies are further away. So, for that reason, since she's by herself, all the enemies are going to be coming towards her, so she's not really going to do very much. Let's see how fast she can spam her skill 1 first of all. That's pretty... oh wow. That's faster than I thought it would be, if I'm honest. Spam this. Okay. Now, prepare to be disappointed with her skill 3. Because it's a bit... yeah, it's slower. But it's cool. Okay. Well, that's great. Run out of skill stocks. Good thing is she has Goddess Kiss, so I can eventually get back my MP from doing normal attacks. Normal attacks, nothing crazy, it's only 3 hits, 6 with dual wield. I'm gonna get my special up if I keep doing this. It's not piercing. Okay. No piercing. Special time. You're about to get soaked. Well, yeah, 38 hits isn't very much. I'm gonna spam this again. Her skill 1's good. I'm surprised. It's actually good. You know, if her DPS turns out to be quite solid, I might consider getting her paid machine, but I don't know, I still think I shouldn't, because I don't think it's that much of a difference, so I don't really need to, and still probably not. That was interesting. I'm gonna do that again, but I kinda wanna try out, yeah, focusing on the debuff. So for that time I had this, the disequipped. Let's just try it out again. Just want to do a few tests by herself first, and then we can start doing more with a proper team. So, if I use her skill 1 on this guy, he gets the debuff, and then I target someone else, they get a debuff, target someone else, and now you get a debuff. Now everyone has a debuff. Wow. Yeah. I like her skill 1 and skill 2 a lot. It's very good. I'm surprised. I'm surprised how much she can spam her skill 1. So what I'm noticing is her debuff doesn't last a very long time. So let's do a test here. Target boss. Now he's got the debuff. It's 21 seconds. And then we're gonna wait and see how long it takes to disappear. Disappearing. It's more than 10 seconds at least. Just about. Probably 15. Yeah. It's 15 seconds. Not terrible. It's something. I do like that. Okay. Let's back out. I want to try something else. I want to try the test with the debuff. I want to test that debuff properly now by removing that skill that makes it guaranteed, because it's guaranteed but only against one enemy. So if I remove it, I remove that, now it's not going to be against one enemy, but it's not guaranteed anymore. And I want to see what the chance is and the area of effect of it too, because that's quite important. Because I think in Arena you're probably going to have it like this instead. So let's try first of all skill 3. He already got the debuff. Okay. You already got the debuff. Okay. And you got the debuff. Okay, well, I'm trying to keep an eye on when it refreshes. It refreshed once, twice, again. Not that time. It did that time. And that time. Okay, well, right. So the debuff is pretty consistent. One thing I didn't really see was how wide the area was for the debuff. So I don't think, let's say if you're attacking a tank or something, and obviously if there's a mage, the debuff's not going to apply to them unless you target them or someone close enough. So let's see. You didn't get the debuff, but you did, and I wasn't targeting you. I was targeting this guy. Okay. I want to see the range when the boss gets targeted from it, but what gets the debuff. Okay, well it's kind of hard to test this, but yeah, I think the debuff's pretty consistent. That's what it looks like. The only thing is, it's not a massive wide area that it applies a debuff. Seems like, yeah, it applied to the boss that time, because the skill's hitting the boss, obviously. But if I do this, yeah, obviously it didn't apply to the boss, but now he's so far away I can do more damage. Wow. I want to know if even if I don't hit the boss, the enemy. Yeah, I don't think it hit the boss, and it's still... It's interesting. Go. I like that. Even though her skill 3 is kind of slow, it's still kind of fun, and it launches them back quite a lot. Still not piercing for a normal attack, which is sad. That didn't apply debuff. What about this? That did. Let's use a special one more time then. Debuff. Yeah, her special is nothing special. Get it. But I don't see myself using it very much. Okay, you're still not inflicted with the debuff. Now you are. Didn't refresh. Now it did. Not that time. Now it did. It seems like it's probably not per hit. It's like once per skill cast that it has a chance to activate the debuff. I still think it's good though. As long as you're spamming your skills, the debuff is pretty consistent, so I think that's great. Now the true test is obviously in Arena. I really got to test that out, but Let's try a proper team now, and let's try to focus more on damage. So, how am I going to do that? Well, by doing this. I guess I can put on the purple orb right now and stock skill 2 and 1. That's probably what I would have on a PvE build. So she's ice, trying to wait, hang on, hold on a moment. I just remembered she is dual wield, long range, Theria's buff, but it's the highest strength unit though. Okay, we're getting somewhere. She doesn't have much strength, right? Well, yeah. You know what? Just for the sake of this, I'm gonna just stack a bunch of attack ups. Now it should work. Right. We're gonna try this, because I want to try this. What arc are you gonna have? Does it matter? I don't think so. No, not really. Something with damage cap, I guess. That's about it. Okay, then this is fine. So, my idea with this one is Theria's engagement ring buff plus Sera is gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. And it's quite funny because remember when this Lily White Maiden Theria came out and we were like, oh, she'll be amazing once we have dual wield long range units. Yeah, well, now we have, and it hasn't been that long, so there you go. The only problem with this Sera is she's got higher intelligence. I think we can just go in, as long as I remove those, we should be fine to go. Yes, let's try this. This should be interesting, for sure. So, let's do one of these. And one of those. And then I'm gonna go walk up to Theria, get the engagement ring buff, and use the Opolis. Right? And then we're gonna try and kill the boss as fast as possible. So to do that, you press skill 2 as many times as possible. And can't wait to see how fast they get destroyed, so let's go. Okay, well, wow. Did you see them? No, I didn't see anything. They're dead, they're gone. They didn't exist in the first place, that's how fast it was. Well, that surprised me. Okay, I want to do that a few more times. Let's try her. Let me do it 2 more times. But once we will try her skill 1 and skill 3 just to see the damage on those. It's pretty good. Not gonna lie. Quite impressive. Sera plus Theria. Why didn't I think of that? I should have thought of that. Why am I stupid? Probably because Sera has high intelligence. 3 Emperors. This time we're going to spam skill 1 and see how fast that is. Come here. Good enough. Theopolis. And then we're going to spam skill 1 and let's see how fast they die this time. Not as fast, but still pretty good. Yeah, still pretty good. Now we'll do it one more time and try skill 3. Skill 3 is going to be, yeah, quite slow. But should be fun anyways. I could try this. You know what? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sarah should have enough strength to still get the engagement ring buff. Sure, let's do it. Let's go. Because the problem with it is if you have someone like Lelouch or a higher strength unit, then they're probably going to take the engagement ring buff and you don't want that. Yeah, Sarah does have the buff, so that's fine. Great. This will be good. Hopefully. We can use a skill 3. Now, what's the damage cap this time? Go. Okay, 70,000. That's pretty good. I'll admit, that's pretty good, but that was a lot of setup, so it could have been better, but I'm not going to complain. That's still pretty solid, considering her skill 1 and 2 are pretty fast. Okay. Well, I'm going to do it one more time with a skill 2, because that was so fun the first time around, so I must do that again. I have to do that again. I can't not do it again. It is just so fun. Do the same thing again. This will be the last time, I swear. And then we'll start doing something else. I don't know. We could try, yeah, we could try a special damage. Yeah, we could do that. Might as well try that for the sake of trying. Boom. Theopolis. And then we're going to spam skill 2. Go! Okay. It is so good though. I'm pretty sure it is piercing too, so... Wow. I like that. Yeah, you know what? It's kind of like with Lelouch. With Lelouch, I thought that his DPS was not going to be very good because he was mostly a supportive unit, but I was wrong. Lelouch DPS is actually pretty strong. The same with this Sera, is her DPS is actually pretty good. It's just... yeah, it's quite similar to Lelouch, who is one of the best units. Because he rates 9.3, which is pretty high up there. Let's try special damage this time. It's not going to do very much, but I have to do it anyways. How am I going to test this properly? Well, good question. Eldravana skill. Tinkili, I don't need you. Someone for special damage. I can't put Sera because I'm using Summer Sera. So, right. I guess Roland has his charisma. That's not too much though, that's fine. It's whatever, it's fine. Doesn't need to be perfect. I guess I don't need Tinkili, but... I don't think Lelouch counts towards special damage. Damage... yeah, it's only skill and magic, like I thought. So we don't need him, we can just go with this then. I think. Why am I using Cerule? I don't know. I don't really need to. Oh right, I need Great War of Ruin. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll do that. I guess I could use someone support Great War of Ruin. Should make it easier. As long as they've got level 10 arc skill, which you should have. Then I guess I can switch you out for someone else. But who would that be? I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? No. Aren't really that many things that help with special damage, I think. Ice. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter, so I'll just put a supportive unit. Duh. Whatever. You'll do.
There wouldn't be a show without me.
Yes. There we go. Now I just want to see how much damage Sera does on her special. This is it. I don't expect it to do very much, but for the sake of testing, I have to try it anyways. Her special hit count is quite low. Very low. El Giovanna. And then might as well use you. And then Roland Charisma, Theopolis. It's not going to do very much, I swear. Good enough. Should do some damage at least, right? I did a lot of preparation for this. Yeah, you see, it's just kind of underwhelming. It could just barely kill them all. You see how kind of bad it is? So, well, I did remove one of her special damage skills, but that was it. So it could be like 10,000 higher, but again, that's still terrible, so... I never see myself using her special damage, because her damage is kind of bad for her special. So, yeah, that was not great, but it was something, at least. Let's just go back to what we were using. And expect with you. I could get that arc to level 10 arc skill, but I don't want to do that. Let's leave it at that for now, for testing. I think that was pretty good. That was all base skills, by the way, mostly. Now what I want to do, there's still a few things. I guess I can take this time to check the news and stuff. There's some crystals from leveling up the unit. I love that. Every time I get a unit, it's instantly 1,000 free crystals. I want to test out Sera in Arena, but not yet, because I've still got to build her fully. I don't think there's too much to show in the news. I'm gonna check anyways. Changes to requirements is only iOS, so it doesn't matter. Issues or whatever. Inappropriate player names, that's funny. Yeah, I've seen some of those. That was weird. Maintenance notice, obviously, just the event and stuff. Who got their 6th enhance? Yeah, there's Summer, Alice, Tinkerly, Roland, Sarah, and Zekers, who had their Sixth Enhance. There isn't really too much to show for them, but basically all I need to say about that. I think Summer Alice Sixth Enhance looks pretty good because it has skill damage cap, 15,000 skill damage cap, and 20,000 special damage cap, which is pretty good. And then I think Sarah's probably the main one. You get HP recovery and HP recovery. Recovery 2000 and less magic damage taken, and buff duration. That's kind of it for the 6th enhanced units and some improvements. Yeah, there's not too much in this update to really talk about there. There's the event and stuff. So this unit ticket, I guess I'll have a look at that just to check who is available. I'm pretty sure it's just summer units, but someone like me, I don't need any of them. Where is it? Is this ticket right? Okay, that makes sense now. I got everyone, so I can't get anyone. That sucks. So, Spirit Maiden Cerule, obviously, if you don't have her, then get her now for free. I just want to see who's in here. Eliza, Ascended Zaix is a pretty good option too. He's pretty good. Sarah, Linus, Granadus, Magia. And we've got the summer units in here too. Nice. And permanent units. I don't think there's that much else. Don't get a permanent unit. Never. Have to choose a limited one. So, basically get... You could check the tier list if you want to get one of those, or whoever you're missing. Ascended Zex is pretty good for farming multiplayer. A lot of people have been using him. I've been using him quite a bit. Get Spirit Maiden Thoria if you don't have her yet. I'm sad because I gotta get Prism Souls. I've already got everything. I wish I could get a dupe of someone. That would have been better. So, that's that. What I want to do now is I want to build her fully. So, for that, I'm going to use Mother Souls. Get her to 90 SC. I've still got 30,000 Mother Souls, that's great. I did get some Mother Souls from the event. The last event from Bowser's event. That was pretty good. I can use her Prism too. And now what I want to do is I want to try her out in Arena. So I'm going to be doing that now. So let's see, what do I want to do? People are using Sarah already, great. Well, I think I'll switch out Eliza for the moment for Sarah. Just so we can do some testing. I'm not going to mess around with this team too much, I'm just going to slot in Sarah right here. With some random arc, I don't know what yet. I know that there is a SSR arc that's pretty good. This one's good. If you've got a bow, should be great. There are a few good options. I haven't really thought of what arc I want on her yet, but this one would be good, but I don't think I need it currently in this team, so I would probably go for a damage arc instead. Could put on crit, Icy Guardian, could be good actually, obviously, it's always a good option. any damage arc. That's damage dealt and damage taken, which is a nice one. Strength, draw less enemy attention. I think this would probably be a decent one to use. It gives a machine type effect anti-machine. Or do I want... I'm probably just going to use Icy Guardian for now. Just for the sake of it. And let's focus on a build. So what would I use? Well, let's start off with putting on all her normal skills. I'll keep on God Heal and Scales of Malice and everything else here. And then I think for this showcase in Arena I'm just going to focus on damage for now, but she is going to have a better use than just damage. That's why I have Nael in the team as well, just to prove that Sera's going to do well with someone else in the team, a different damage dealer. What weapons would I have is a good question, because I don't know. Well, since I'm using Icy Guardian, I'm going to have a bow. Yeah, I'm probably going to have a bow and a machine, that's probably it. Bow and Trishula. Yeah, that's the same that I was using in my other builds. I could remove the bow and put on anything else, like a staff, or I could put on a sword, you know, that would be a good idea. Put sword equip and a sword. Maybe. Now is the difficult part, trying to figure out on what build I want. Well, a lot of crit. I'll just put on that crit, and now we want to focus on damage. I don't think I'm going to put on any Slayers. I don't think I'm going to do that. It gets quite expensive with that. God Slayer is tempting. I could put on the other arc and have God Slayer, which means I'll have God and Machine Slayer. Maybe. I'll consider that, but for the moment, not yet. Just focus on damage. I could put on Sword. Not yet. I don't think she has Aura and Brave, so might need that. That's where the skill from the limited arc would come in handy for that, because it has auto, Grand, Brave and Aura at the start of battle. That would be pretty good. Awaken, yeah. Sorcerer Awaken. I could, but no. Moonlight Ardor, yeah. Because I got a healer in the team. Drive, high drive, attack rise 2 and 3, I think that's fine. I want... There's skills down at the bottom that I know I want. Elemental Drive, no. Pose of Glory, yes. Pose of Honor, yeah. Maybe. Spirit Breath. Sky High. Yeah, I think so. Already got that. Thaumaturgy Ring, yeah. I think that would be great. And now, Beast Repellent will be useful and Girls Party will be useful. She's never going to get targeted at all, never. She'll never get hit. Well, she will. Piercing, yeah. Shockwave. So, dual wield, machine high boost and machine boost is a yes. Now we're starting to get too expensive. So, I'm going to be putting these on anyway, but I know I'm going to remove stuff. How I did it before, the same way. Now, Savage Strike, I think, is a good one to have. Berserker, since I've got a healer, I might as well use it, right? Yeah, I think so. I put that on, but I'm probably going to remove it because I don't have the SC for that yet. I don't want this. Yeah. I also want besties and you and I think that's it. I think so. Well, if that's it, then let's start removing things that I know I don't really need to use. It gets difficult when you reach this point, because I don't know what I want to remove. I don't really want to remove anything. I guess if I'm not at full health because of Berserker, then I don't really need these. But if that's the case, then I should probably remove Berserker. Thaumaturgy ring is a bit expensive, but I believe it should add a good amount of damage. Probably have too many stacks of that for that to really matter too much. All of these will help. I really want everything, but I can't because I don't have SC for it. There's a problem. I guess I could remove crit and focus on less crit. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Sky High, I guess. Thaumaturgy ring I kind of want to keep, but it's quite expensive, so I probably should remove it. Piercing, yeah, and Shockwave, I have to have these. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove a lot of these. See, Berserker sounds like a good idea to me. I guess I'll remove it for now, because it's expensive. Everything's expensive. I'll have to remove this for the moment. Almost there. Have to remove 5 more. If I remove this, it would be fine, but fine. I'll put on crit up and we'll be done for this. She already has decoy. There we go. This will be fine for the moment. Accessories. One's going to be revive, the other one's going to be probably damage. What? Rich revive accessory? Don't know yet. Machine equipped, more damage, sure. And revive accessory is going to be whatever Eliza had, I think. Don't remember what she had. Yeah, Nael's got 2. There is this one. Right, well... There's a 4th one. That already went past it. Just put that on. Yeah, it's the gold. This one, yeah, put that on. This should be fine. I don't expect this to do very much, by the way, but... Still an interesting team. So, this isn't really a team focused on Sera. I just put Sera in instead of Eliza, which I was using, because I don't want to mess around with a whole team yet. I just want to put Sera in and see how she does in this team currently. I'm using Sword Render, which I probably shouldn't Now I've got Sera in. Shield render would be very good, but if I use that, then people are going to die, because 1 and 3 are going to be very close to each other. Unless I use Jian. That's where it gets complicated. Let's just not worry about that. So who do I hit? I don't know. Should be able to be fine with these 3. And then she should be... I mostly want to see how much damage Sera can do and how useful her buffs and everything are. I kind of want to try this on auto. I'm tempted. Well, let's do it on manual for the moment. Just to see how much he does. Okay. Okay, Vayne died. That was pretty good. Can you kill Mia in one skill for one? Yes, you can. Actually, pretty good damage. Not gonna lie. I was happy with that. Okay, you're dead. Her damage is pretty solid. Obviously, Jian's always going to be a problem, but that's just how it is. Right. Well... her damage is not bad. I definitely think her damage is going to be more impressive than I thought. At least what it looks like so far, and I don't know why it sometimes happens like that. I just think, oh, she's going to be a supportive unit, she's got okay damage, but that's kind of it. Yeah, decent damage. She's dual wield. Got some piercing. Seems okay to me. I'll come on and try an auto. You know what I could do? I should do. I should put on Bandom City of the Sea instead. Yeah. And then try to attack someone on auto. I'll do one more on manual. And then someone on auto, I guess. I can just target Eliza and it'll be fine. Okay. Let's do skill 3. I do think our damage is actually pretty solid. I thought it'd be worse than this, if I'm honest. Obviously I'm gonna die now. Or not. Because I'm fine. I think it's because I got Ice Wall 2. It's pretty good. I want to try an auto on the next battle. I don't think it's going to work well against any defense that has a mage, but... yeah, it's pretty good. Would I use it on defense? Maybe. I think she could be good on a defense team. I'll just have to think about what type of team I want to make, because my current defense is still pretty good. I'll try this on auto, but I don't know what to expect. I've got Thoria to heal, so it should be okay, but... yeah. I should have put on Mimicry Machine on Sera. Okay. I'm seeing good things. Huh. That's pretty good. That skill 3 just killed literally everyone almost. I like that. Well, that was pretty good, I think. I should definitely put on Mimicry Machine on Sera just to fit the machine team. I don't think she's even got hit once this entire time, which is funny. Very funny to me. Look, she did quite a bit of damage. That's pretty good. Since she doesn't have any Slayers, I didn't think she would do very much. I guess instead of critical up 2, I should put on Mimicry Machine. Yeah, sure. Why not? It should be around here. Yep. There you go. We're going to try a few more on auto just to see. I do kind of know what teams I can battle. I don't want to attack someone that has a mage because I don't really like the idea of a mage. I could try this, but I just know that since I don't have a mage in my team, it's not really going to go well for me. I'll do it anyways. If I had Eliza in this team, I could have done this team, but let's just see what happens. I want to see how well the targeting works. Obviously, Ruto's is a problem, but Murren's probably gonna die, unless he gets healed enough. He rarely dies. Right. Yeah, the only problem with this team is I don't have anyone to use Blizzard or anything to counter magic. But it still does a lot of damage, you see. That's pretty good. On auto. Okay. Definitely want to do a few more. Seems pretty fun. I do like doing this. Arena's pretty fun to me. Don't know why. I just enjoy doing this. Yeah, 45,000. Nail did most of it though, but Sarah still helped by existing in the team. She can help with those debuffs and things. I, fine. I'm trying to pay attention to who targets who. Yeah, Tharia has a hard time healing when there's magic going on. If you keep using the Stardust heal, then you're never going to heal anyone. He's dumb. Oh yeah, I need to do the thing. I think. I can't do it here. Well. Tharia's not doing a good job healing, but that's fine. Murren almost died, but not yet. He's fine. Still tanky. I'm trying to see who focuses, so they're currently targeting Jian. Nael did target someone else. But actually, it doesn't matter because the debuff should be gone by now. Because they died. Yeah. But they should be doing less damage because the debuff from Sera. The targeting is only the debuff at the start of battle. Okay. Well, this team still works. It obviously could be better if I was using Eliza, but I still think it's pretty fun and works decently well. I just think if I had Sera, I kind of want another physical DPS in the team because I need to benefit from the buffs that Sera gives, which is the targeting at the start of battle though. Good thing with Eliza is you don't need to target anyone. I'll do a few more, I think, just for the sake of it, and then I guess we'll leave it there, potentially. Trying to think out about what else we could do. Yeah, we could do a full build showcase on Sera, build her fully in PvE just to see how much she does there. I need to do that. That's pretty good. I definitely think Sera's going to be pretty amazing on auto battles. This is doing well. This team is working surprisingly. All I did was switch out Eliza for Sera, but it still works decently well. Because everyone's just targeting Murren. I'm kind of a tiny bit worried about Sera on defense team now I think about it. You know. Yeah. Because even if you've got a tank, Sera's debuff for targeting could just destroy your whole team. Well, as long as you've got revives, then it's not as bad, I think. Decent damage. Yeah, she does pretty well. She did do some healing that time, a tiny bit. It was helping. Let's do one more, I think. I don't like mages. That's fine. I've been trying to use Jian as a tank, but she hasn't been as tanky as I wanted to be recently, so I switched over to Murren, who is more tanky. He feels like he survives a lot more. Yeah, there you go. Jian wasn't even getting targeted. See? Everyone died apart from Jian. That was great. Obviously now they're going to target Jian because the debuff wore off because everyone died, but that was good. I like that. You know what? Jian doesn't have many allure stacks for taking more attention of enemy attacks, so if you're using Jian as your tank and you're attacking someone using Sera, then you've got to be careful, because I don't think Jian's going to be able to tank that many hits at the start of battle. I think she's not really going to get hit that often because she doesn't have enough lore stacks. That's what I'm gathering from this. Yeah, obviously now they're going to target Jian because I don't have that debuff on anymore. I know Blizzard's annoying, but it's fine. Still going to win anyway. Even if timer goes to 0, you're not going to kill me because I got Murren and a healer, so... Well, we got Tharia as a healer, but also Nael has God Heal, and Sera has God Heal, so... what are you going to do about that? We got 3 units that can heal. I know. There you go. Good enough. Well, I think Sera's damage is pretty solid. Seems pretty fun. And the targeting, definitely going to be an issue in Arena if you're using Jian as a tank, because Jian isn't going to be able to take most of the hits because the targeting Malice buff, that's just going to screw your entire team if using Jian, I think, because she doesn't have enough lore stacks. Yeah. It's quite interesting though, because if I have a look at Jian, yeah, she isn't really built for that, but when I used her on here, I tried to make her targeted more often. Just thinking. Because Jian doesn't have anything in her kit to have more enemy attention, right? Take more attacks. I did put on this accessory to help with that, but it doesn't have any unique skills that helps with that. So I count, she's got one from accessory, and then she's got a lore, and that's kind of it. So that's all she can have. So yeah, that is kind of a problem. Is Jian won't be able to take most of the enemy attention from attacks anymore if you've got a Jian, well, a Sera. So yeah, that's interesting. I think I'll leave it at that for Arena, but I definitely think Sera's damage in Arena is pretty solid. And for Auto, I can definitely see her being amazing, and she is going to fit in the PvP meta quite well with what she's got. So I'm looking forward to seeing how she can do when she's fully built. But I'm a bit worried about the teams I'm going to see, because a defense team, if I put Sera in a defense team, then maybe that could be annoying. If people are attacking on auto, then Sera's going to counter auto teams pretty well. But if you're using someone like Ruto, then if they are using their skill 2 for the lock-on buff thing, then I guess it doesn't really matter. Sera doesn't really matter too much against that, I think. Anyways, that was fun. I definitely think Sera's damage is pretty solid, both in Arena and PvE. Better than I expected damage-wise. As a support unit, definitely solid. And the arc as well, definitely very good. I guess that's my conclusion then, because I don't think there's anything else. Actually, I do want to build her fully. One more thing I want to do is try her out with a full build by herself, just to see what her damage is like. So I guess I can do that. I think I'm going to keep this same build. I forgot to put her paid accessory on in Arena. I should have done that. Whatever. But I'll remember that later. Let's focus on a full build for PvE and try her out a few more times, then that'll be it for the moment. But what I want to do is, since she's already got Goddess Kiss, I probably want to have Honey Elixir and an Ice Weapon. So what I would probably do is remove Trisha and put on her Event Ice Machine weapon. But I need to get that to plus 40 first before I put that on. Since she's got a skill for a chance for, this, when critically skill attacking, chance for damage 30% and damage cap 10,000. Since she's got that, critical rate is going to be pretty useful for more damage, so I think for that reason I'm probably going to put on crit up 3 and Ardor for the crit rate, and that will be enough crit rate. And then the rest can be mostly focused on damage and some things to help SCT. I still don't think she probably needs Aura and Brave too. I could put on Fast Vacation. Fast Vacation 2 might actually be a good thing for Sera. I'll put on Fast Vacation. I might as well do that. Fast Grab Brave is 7, okay. That makes me think that Fast Vacation 2 actually pretty worth it for what it costs. Ardor, yes. Moonlight, I don't know if I want Moonlight. Maybe I'll put on Pride instead. Yeah. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't know if I even need that. She's dual wield. If I'm going to be focusing on damage, I got to remember damage cap's pretty good for that. Could put on Ice Attack Raise. if I wanted to. I'll put it on for now, but I don't know if I'll keep it on. Yeah, Pose of Glory, definitely. I don't know if I need Pose of Honor, she's already got Goddess Kiss. Pirate's Feast, I would use that if I was using her in multiplayer, but not for now. Thaumaturgy Ring, yeah. Piercing and stuff, I don't think so. Machine boosts, maybe. For now, yeah. Yeah, these skills right here are actually pretty solid for dual wield units, because it gives 2000 damage cap for your skills, so having skill boost 1, 2, and 3 would be great. It's just quite expensive to do that, and I don't even think that's worth doing, but for one of your skills, maybe. So you kind of got to think about what is your skill that you're using most often, and then just get one of these for it. I might go for skill boost 2 or 1, maybe 1 for now. Skill 1 breakthrough, I'm not going to worry about that. Skill stock 1 and 2 and purple orb is fine. I do want, yeah, some of these for damage caps. I know it gets more expensive now, but this isn't my final build either, because she's not 6th enhanced yet. She'll get more SE from that. This will be great. Definitely want that. Last skill I want, Gaze at the End could be useful. Not going to worry about that yet since I've got Trishula on. This one, there you go. I think that's fine. Now we need to remove some things. Definitely Ice Attack Raise. And then we need to remove 10 more SC. 10. Thaumaturgy Ring I could remove. Actually, I think I'll just remove this. Yeah, and that'll be perfect. Let's try this now. Worst stats. Yeah, stats don't really matter too much. Let's just try this by herself. I should probably try a different arc. What arc would I use normally for damage? That could be decent. Ice attack damage and ice damage cap. But again, since she's ice, you might as well go for Icy Guardian, but I'm not going to worry about that for the moment. Let's just go with this and just try it out. I want to see how much damage she does by herself with this full build now, because it should be more significant damage compared to what it was doing before, but I've also got to remember that she does more damage if the enemy's further away. Her skill 3 does help with that though. Use skill 3 first, push all the enemies away, and then you can spam the other skills. Let's use that anima too, because why not? Then we'll go far away in this corner. If I were to target this guy with a skill 2, it will pierce all the enemies. That's pretty good. They haven't gotten the buff yet, the debuff. That's probably because I need to target where they are. Let's try skill 3 now. Yeah, the damage cap's okay. It's better once the enemy's further away, you see. There was a 50-something thousand there. 45,000 crits. It's not terrible. It's just not amazing either. But her skill 1 and skill 2 are pretty fast. I want to try that again. Maybe I'll try just spamming her skills. I definitely want to try that. You know, I could do... Yeah, I could put on Theopolis and just spam skills, but that's kind of cheating. Trying to showcase her base damage here with the build. She does have Trishula on, so that's fine. Let's just use Honey Elixir. She does have a lot of MP. I noticed that. That's decent damage. Yeah, now they're far away from her skill 3, I can use other skills. 36,000 crit. It's not terrible. Let's try spamming skill 2 and skill 1, because if they are close, then he's probably, obviously it's not going to do as much, but I'm hoping it's still decent enough when they're close enough. Should be. In the ideal world, you'll be using someone else in the team that will most likely get hit more often than her. It's just funny. Boss is dead that fast. This is pretty good too, look. Yeah, I do like that quite a bit. 46,000 damage cap is a base damage cap with this build currently, but it can be higher with a 6th enhance and her paid weapon if you get that. And event weapon. You could put her paid with her event weapon. Could be interesting. Let's try one more time. And then I guess we'll try a full build with a full team again. Actually, I want to try with Theopolis. That would be funny. So skill 1's not as fast as skill 2, but it's still pretty good. That skill 2 is just funny to me. I do like it. I just wish it was more hits than just 6. Because 6 is just kind of low, but the fact that you can spam it, as long as you've got enough skill stocks, I think it's good enough. And since she's dual wield, it's fine. It's acceptable. What I want to do now, just to be fun, just for fun, put on Theopolis. I'll use Theopolis arc skill and just spam skill 2 to kill him as fast as possible, because that'll be funny. And then maybe I'll try the full team again, but I don't think I need to, because I did earlier. Go. That's just funny. I like that. I wish it was more hits. It is still good. Just about killed all of them with all of those skill 2s. There was a lot of skill stocks though. You know, you could put on Council of 10 and it'd be even more skill stocks. That would be funny. That would be great. I'm just trying to think. If you go up against a boss and have the right team, she could use, as long as she has enough of her skill 2, she can just keep spamming her skill 2 to do a lot of damage, and then you've got other people on the team to give her the skill stocks, the SCT. That would be fun. I think that's all I wanted to do for testing for now. I already did the full team showcase. It's not going to be too much different if I do it now, because even though it's a full build, it was still hitting damage cap before with the full team, because it was focused on maximum damage. The damage cap would be a bit higher, but it would be even higher with 6th Enhance too. I think around 70k, above 70k maximum. It's not terrible. With Icy Guardian, I think she'll be pretty solid in PvE. So, that's everything I wanted to cover. Made it 2 hours 40 minutes. I'm pretty happy with this. Sera seems pretty good. My conclusion for this update, uh, obviously there wasn't really too much they added in this update if I look at it properly, but I still do like this update because it's a summer update, and Summer Sera is a pretty good unit, and a very interesting unit because she seems like she's going to be amazing in PvP, and I did try her out in PvP, and she does seem like she's a very strong PvP unit, and once Guild vs Guild fully comes out, I think she could be an amazing unit in there as well. I don't know, but she's going to require testing now, but I still think from the testing that I did, even though it's limited, she seems pretty strong. And it's also surprising to me that her DPS isn't terrible. Kind of similar to Lelouch, who has decent DPS, his skills are pretty good, and he's a good supportive unit. Sera's not going to be on the same level as him, definitely not, but her skill 1 and skill 2 are pretty fast. Skill 3 is pretty slow, but skill 3 is mostly used for pushing the enemies back, and for that reason, I think her skill 3 is pretty useful, because if you're using her skill 3 in Arena, and the fact that you can push the enemies back to allow her to do more damage and just flinch the enemies with that just sounds pretty good to me, and I think the skill 3 is still a pretty good skill, it's just not for DPS. Her skill 1 and skill 2 are best for DPS. Even though her skill 2 is low hit count, it is still one of her best skills because you can spam it so fast, you just need a lot of skill stocks and SET to be able to spam that skill. So yeah, I definitely think she's a great unit. And the arc, well, the arc is also a very good arc. I haven't really used it much in this stream because I haven't really had any ways to show it off properly because it's not a damage arc trait and the learnable skills are okay. Fast Vacation 2 actually might be great for Summer Sera because I don't think she has Brave or Aura, so I think Fast Vacation 2 might be something I would want to consider on Sera. And for 10 SC, getting all of these buffs is actually quite good, even though it's 10 SC. It's still pretty good because 7 SC for only Fast, Grand Brave, or Grand Aura, but you can just spend 3 more SC and get one of those effects instead. I think it's pretty good. And the Arckeep reward is okay, but the main use for this arc is the trait, definitely, which will be used in Arena. I just have to level it up first. I need to get it to level 10 and then to level 15 because I'm definitely going to be using this in PvP and potentially I think I can see it being very strong in guild battles. I have to think about where I'm going to be using it if I were to use it in Arena because it's kind of difficult to fit it in a team in Arena, but I still think it has potential because yeah, all these buffs and everything that it gives I just think it's very good. Especially on auto, I think it's more focused towards guild battles, but maybe I can fit it in an arena team at some point. But yeah, Sera and this arc, Summer Sera and the Summer Day Chronicles arc, definitely very solid, but they are both aimed towards PvP content. I've said that a few times already, but just to make sure, if you don't care about PvP too much, then you won't really care too much about this unit in the arc because you're not going to benefit your account that much, because for PvE in general she's not that amazing for PvE. She's still good, but there are other DPS units in the game and we've got many DPS units. She can be a good support, yeah, but her supportive skills, a lot of that is only for PvP, or it works better in PvP. Like her skill 2 is only applicable, it only applies in arena or guild battles only, so you're missing out on that if you're not using her in those contents. And some other parts of her traits and skills are just better in arena and guild battles. Like these, they don't do anything in normal battles, that's why a lot of her kit you're going to be missing out on if you only care about PvE. So she may seem not that interesting to you if you don't care about PvP, but someone like me, or if you like PvP, then she's going to be a very good unit, and you're probably going to start seeing her and her arc a lot in PvP content. I can guarantee that, because I think both of these are very strong for PvP, and I've already done a bit of testing. She wasn't fully built, she still needs her 6th enhance, but with her 5th enhance and maximum builds, full builds, I think she was doing pretty strong in arena. She was doing good damage, and the targeting against Jian, she can be a good counter against people using Jian as a tank, because Jian doesn't have that many allure stacks to take more attacks, to be targeted more often, so Sera can really make a difference there. So yeah, that's what I think about the summer unit and the arc. I think they're very good. And we do have this Red Hot Gacha, which I haven't really talked about. There isn't really anything interesting here. Tinkili, Alice, SR Arc, Paradise Rubel. I haven't really looked at this banner because I've got everything here, but it's never really recommended to pull on this banner because this is a newer banner than this one. This one has older units and arcs in, so you're probably better off pulling for this one, and I believe you can select one of these units if you want, so you don't need to pull on this banner. And I think we should get a selector for an arc soon, I think, because I do remember seeing that somewhere, but I don't really know much about that because I haven't seen that yet. But you shouldn't really need to pull on this banner at all, unless you're a completely new player. Maybe you can do a few pulls, up to you, but it's not the best banner currently because we've still got Thousa's banner. Thousa's banner is a very good banner, definitely a good banner. It's kind of funny, Thousa's good and the arc's good in PvP, but so is Sera. If you care about the summer units more, then you can go for those if you want, but Thousa's banner probably has more value, but Sera is a limited unit and a limited arc, so if you're worried about missing out, then and care about PvP the most, then probably go for Sera. That's all the banners right now. This banner, never recommended pulling this unless you're missing like one unit that you want and you know you're going to get it guaranteed. I am not missing anyone, so it depends on who you have and don't have. It's a rare case. If you were to have all of the older units and you were missing someone like someone good that you know you wanted, then you can go ahead and do it, but that's never really going to happen. And that's all the banners. There is a ticket gacha, which I already did today. Didn't get anything from tickets, that was bad, but it was fine. So yeah, that's everything about this summer update, I think. I think it's a good update. There wasn't too much added though, if I think about it. Wasn't that many other updates, mostly just a summer update, a few extra summer gifts that they're giving us, and a summer unit and arc. But I do like the summer theme and the summer events in general, so I'm quite happy with it. And one thing to look forward to is in 2 weeks from now there should be another summer unit, which is going to be Summer Meredy, I believe, because they did tease Meredy from a picture. She does look pretty nice, but we don't have any information on her, but I believe next unit in 2 weeks from now should be Meredy, so look forward to that. I will see you then in 2 weeks. I'm going to be farming this event, building up Sera, and testing her out more in arena, potentially trying out different teams. Not entirely sure on my defense team yet, because that's still currently pretty good, but I do like adjusting it for fun, but we'll see. And we'll see what other people teams use. What other teams people use. That's the correct way of wording it. My words are losing me because I've been talking way too long. 2 hours 49 minutes. Well, won't waste any more of your time. I will add the timestamps very soon, later today, but I need a break for the moment. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Should be Summer Meredy, I expect. Should definitely be Summer Meredy. It'll be interesting to get second summer unit, so if you're not sure which unit to get, then just wait until the next unit comes out and have a look, see who you prefer or who is better. It's not always a case of who's better though, it's usually a case of what does your account need and what would you prefer on your account more than the other one, you know. So that's it for the stream. Pretty sure I kind of covered everything in this update, so yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Should be 2 weeks from now. Not really focusing on anything else, so yeah, I'll see you then. Have fun with this